From the WYLN studios in Hazleton and all over northeastern Pennsylvania, this is WYLN News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Dagnan. The woman found guilty of killing a baby left in her care was resentenced today in a Schuylkill County courtroom. 54-year-old Patrina Hoffman Williams of Mahanoy City was resentenced to 69 to 144 months in state prison for the death of Nevaeh Doyle. President Judge William Baldwin originally sentenced Williams on August 2nd to spend 15 to 30 years in a state correctional institution for Doyle's death. But on November 21st, Baldwin overturned the conviction on charges of third-degree murder and aggravated assault, ruling prosecutors had not produced sufficient evidence to support them. District Attorney Christine Holman said she would appeal the ruling. In a two-day trial, jurors found Williams guilty of third-degree murder, aggravated assault, involuntary manslaughter, prohibited possession of a firearm, and 2 counts each of endangering the welfare of children and recklessly endangering another person. Some good news for taxpayers. Luzerne County Council voting down a tax hike for 2018. WYLN's Maria Senti has more on the story.
While many city and county governments are strapped for cash, Luzerne County is in a much different position. County Council has to figure out what to do with a windfall of more than $11.5 million.
We were in a spot that Luzerne County isn't in very often. A lot of municipalities aren't in this spot, which is we have extra money, and it's through hard work and some good budgeting that we've been working on.
County Manager David Pedri says council should use that extra money to make the county's pension fund payment for 2017 this year.
That's an obligation that we have to make, so we pay that pension. This was a bad decision that was made by the commissioners years ago, and we finally were able to clear that up.
The extra funds allowed council members to vote down a 2% tax hike included in the proposed 2018 budget.
That's a heavy lift, without a doubt. The main thing is this year we're able to say no tax increase. That's a huge win for the county and a huge win for the taxpayers of Luzerne County.
Voting down the tax increase was only one of many proposed amendments voted on by county council members last night. They also eliminated several proposed positions, such as one full-time assistant district attorney.
The district attorney came for the first time and said she needs 3 positions. County council, watching their budget, came up with 2 positions. They met them at 2/3 of the way there. So it's something, and I hope that'll be enough. Obviously, law enforcement and public safety is paramount here in Luzerne County.
A chief operations officer position was also taken off the table. The CEO would have worked with the county manager.
I like to think county council thinks I'm doing a good job because they say I don't need an assistant. But, I obviously know this is an important position. It's a lot of money we're talking about, and we'll continue to do our job. And this was a good year, and hopefully 2018 will be a good year as well.
A public hearing on the budget will be held December 5th at 6 p.m. County Council is scheduled to approve the 2018 budget on December 12th. In Wilkes-Barre, for WYLN News, I'm Maria Sinti.
A former Hazleton mayor and one-time congressional candidate has announced this morning he's running for the Democratic nomination for the 11th congressional seat. Mike Marsicano, in a video announcement, stressed the need for fundamental change in the way business is conducted in Washington. Marsicano derided a broken system mirrored in partisan bickering and called for reform to end the practice of partisan gerrymandering, which subverts the ability of the electorate to have real influence in elections.
Congress is stalled, much like your car. It's not working for you. I ran for Congress in 2016. So what has changed? Since then, nothing. Today's Congress can't agree on anything. I can't believe it's impossible to come together on things like jobs, on health care, on fair taxes for everyone, our veterans, and the many other issues that you, the voters, expect your elected officials to deliver on.
Marsicano is also proposing a term limit plan, noting that career politicians who are influenced by lobbyists and special interest have undermined public service, and is calling for bipartisan action on issues such as job growth, an equitable tax system that benefits the middle class, veterans issues, and common sense health care reform. A state representative from Montgomery County announcing that she will be running for lieutenant governor. Progressive Democrat Madeline Dean will be joining the race as a member of the state House. Dean has worked on access to health care, protecting the environment, and preventing gun violence. Her top priorities: education, the economy, and ethics. She was first elected to the Pennsylvania House in 2012 and currently represents the 153rd District. In her press release, she states that she has seen firsthand the failure of reason and process in the Republican-controlled legislature, and that's why she's running for lieutenant governor. One of the most recognizable faces in morning television was fired for alleged inappropriate sexual behavior. Matt Lauer, who has co-hosted NBC's morning show Today, was fired from the network Tuesday night. Lauer is the second morning television show personality to lose his job because of sexual misconduct charges in a week. Charlie Rose from CBS was also let go. Lauer's co-host Savannah Guthrie made the announcement at the top of the morning show. NBC News Chair Andrew Lack said the network had received a complaint from a colleague on Monday night, and a review determined it was a clear violation of company standards. The 59-year-old has hosted Today for 2 decades, and it was just several hours later that another name was added to the growing list of those alleged misconducts. 75-year-old Garrison Keillor, best known as creator of the Minnesota public radio show A Prairie Home Companion, was fired over accusations of improper behavior. The man accused of setting the fire that ended claiming the lives of 3 boys, ages 7, 12, and 16, will be going to trial. Preston Bonnet will face 3 counts of criminal homicide and 3 counts of arson for the fire on October 25th at the home in Laughlin. During yesterday's hearing, prosecutors offered video from the home's surveillance camera as evidence. Bonnet maintains his innocence. Frackville police may soon be providing police protection to the borough of Gilberton, pending approval of a contract. Frackville Borough Council decided to enter into the agreement at Monday night's special meeting. According to the agreement, Gilberton will pay $100 per day for 24-hour coverage. That amounts to $36,500 a year and would include Frackville police patrolling Gilberton twice a day. The borough has been without a police department since July of 2013, when Chief Mark Kessler was suspended for posting controversial videos on YouTube. He later retired from the force. Gilberton Council meets December 21st to possibly finalize that agreement. Coming up on WYLN News, more money for flood protection in Wilkes-Barre, plus one lawmaker took a look at grandparents raising grandchildren today. Our Maria Senti was there and has the details. But first, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. For tonight, going to get a little bit chilly, the overnight low around 34. Tomorrow, we'll start off with clouds, then see some sunshine with a high tomorrow of 44. And we'll welcome in the first day of December on Friday. Not too bad. 44 degrees and sunshine. We'll be right back.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
We're here. We're here to fight this. We're here with board-certified oncologists. We're here with access to genetic counseling, clinical trials, and the most advanced treatment options. We're here with the strength of the region's leading health network. And now we're here in Hazleton, the new LVHN Cancer Center. We're here for you.
at the Pause for Autism Sunday, December 3rd from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at WYLN TV Studios, 1059 East 10th Street in Hazleton. Donations to Pause for a Cause for Autism will go towards the purchase of a service dog for an autistic child. In addition, we'll be collecting pet supplies that day for the Hazleton Animal Shelter for Christmas, and there'll be loads of tricky trays. So stop by the WYLN Studios Sunday, December 3rd from 11 to 4. For more information, call 570-401-3970.
State police reporting there were fewer fatal crashes and more alcohol-related arrests on Pennsylvania's highways over the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. State troopers investigated 981 crashes between November 22nd and November 26th. That's up from 931 during the holiday last year. 4 of the crashes were fatal. That's down from 6 in 2016. State police made 629 driving under the influence arrests. That compared to 610 last year. They say 85 of the 981 crashes were alcohol related. Police also issued nearly 16,000 speeding tickets. More funding has been made available to rebuild a wall at Solomon Creek in Wilkes-Barre. Another $2.3 million was announced yesterday. That moves the amount needed past the halfway point. The projected cost of the project estimated at $15 million. Congressman Lou Barletta introduced a House bill today to help reform disaster assistance. The Disaster Recovery Reform Act of 2017 would prioritize investment in mitigation infrastructure when recovering from disasters. According to Barletta, tens of billions of dollars were spent on disaster relief in this past year. He states that America needs a better system to ensure the effective use of taxpayer dollars. House Bill 4460 will reform FEMA's disaster response and recovery programs. It also increases the federal emphasis on pre-disaster planning and mitigation. The number of grandparents raising their own grandchildren continues to grow, but taking over the parenting role is not all that easy. Today, Pennsylvania State Representative Eddie Day Pashinsky hosted a forum to shed some light on the issue of grandparenting. WYLN's Maria Senti was there.
Many people would agree that the role of parenting a child is tough, but some grandparents say raising their own grandchildren is even more difficult.
It's a tough job. Think about it. We're older, we're retired. Some of us just live on Social Security. We don't have the same income as if when we were working.
According to Pennsylvania State Representative Eddie Day Pashinsky, there are about 90,000 grandparents raising more than 230,000 grandchildren in Pennsylvania. Pashinsky says 20% of these grandparents suffer from poverty.
I don't know whether people can understand what it's like then to have the responsibility of taking a grandchild and then not having any respite.
Pashinsky hosted a forum at Wilkes University today highlighting the issues surrounding grandparents raising their grandchildren. While grandparents were able to speak out about the problems they face,
where do they go if the grandparents are working? I also feel these kids need to be with kids their own age.
Panelists like Pashinsky then responded to their concerns. Pashinsky says one solution to the problem is House Bill 1539, legislation aimed to help grandparents attain temporary guardianship of their grandchildren.
It would give the grandparents emergency guardianship. Those rights would give them what is called loco parentis, which means then they could make decisions like taking them to a doctor, getting them medical attention, enrolling them in school. They don't have those rights now.
Pashinsky says statistics show that children do much better when they are raised by a relative rather than foster parents. He says his House bill would help facilitate the process of a grandparent raising their grandchild. In Wilkes-Barre, for WYLN News, I'm Maria Sinti.
And coming up on Silverbrook's News Choice, a Christ Kindle Fest is coming up this weekend. We'll have the details in Community and You. Plus, remembering the man who is responsible for the Churchill Mall and much more in the Hazleton area. But first, let's take a look at today's winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played. Stay with us.
At All American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we treat our customers like family.
Because to us, nothing is more important than family.
So come on in and let our family get your family into a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram.
Need a work truck or have an active family lifestyle? All American Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram has a wide variety of inventory to choose from. It's the Big Finish event.
All American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Tamaqua.
Let's trade keys.
For the holidays, there's no better place to have your holiday party or family get-together than Basili's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria, 401 Claremont Avenue in Tamaqua. They have remodeled the entire restaurant with a new addition and cozy fireplace to add to the holiday spirit. Just call and book your party. You'll choose your dinner from a full menu, everything from pasta, chicken, veal, and seafood. The new bar will be open with all your favorite drinks. Basili's is open 7 days a week, serving lunch and dinner. Dine in or take out.
Finally, a car buying experience where it's quick, transparent, and you're set for life. At Hazleton Honda, every new vehicle purchased includes a lifetime warranty, lifetime oil and filter changes, lifetime car washes, lifetime loaner vehicles, lifetime state inspections, and Sunday express service. A gigantic selection to choose from, always amazing prices, courteous and expert sales staff, convenient store hours. Discover the joy of buying at Hazleton Honda, where you are set for life.
Welcome to Community and You here on Wyln. Everyone, I'm Gary Perna, and we are on location today at Christ Lutheran Church here in downtown Hazleton, and I'm joined with Pastor Wayne Lupo, and we're talking about the 19th annual Christkindl Fest here that's going to be going on this weekend. And Pastor, 19 years already.
I can't believe it's been 19 years, but every year seems to bring something a little new, and certainly the crowd changes from year to year, and it's quite a celebration. It really is.
So for somebody who may not have been here yet to experience this, what is this festival and what really happens here?
Well, it's known as Christkindl Fest, or the Christ Child Celebration, and the centerpiece is a very elaborate nativity that is both narrated and has music background and very detailed. And in addition to that, there's a tea room here that allows people to sit and enjoy some live entertainment while they sip on some tea and scones and wassail and just some real goodies. And there's lots of other booths or tables with crafts and a bake sale, tricky trays, homemade candy, a tea room gift shop. It really is. And this year we're adding something new, and that is handmade fresh greens arrangements, which should be very nice.
And I know this really takes over the whole church, from everything from the room we're in down through the different rooms. This really starts weeks ago. This isn't you're just working on it, this week.
Yeah, actually, the nativity setup probably began in late October, and the arrangement of the rest of the sites in the church certainly takes at least a few weeks to get organized.
So roughly, 19 years, you've probably had hundreds of volunteers who've come through here. But on average, how long does it take, and how many guys and ladies are behind you making sure that this is being pulled off?
Wow, it'd be hard to estimate. But I would guess we pull in about 40 to 50, if not more, volunteers.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this is something that goes on this coming weekend. So if somebody wants to stop in, the times when you guys will be open for them to come in, and is there any charge for people to come in?
No, the admission is free. It's Saturday from noon until 5, and then Sunday also from noon to 5.
Wonderful. And they can come in, and there's also things, you said the new greens this year that are able to be purchased, some other crafts like that as well.
Right. Quite an array of crafts. And the people who do the crafts, there's one woman in particular, has been busy all year preparing.
And of course, so they can come here, maybe get some of the last minute Christmas shopping done here, someone who likes some crafts. And also, you have the tea room, and there'll also be some refreshments available.
Yes, there will. The scones are homemade by women in the church. The tea sandwiches are made very delicately and with care. And as I said, the wassail and the tea. And it's a very nice setting because here on the stage, then we have the live entertainment throughout.
Wonderful. And there's a lot going on here. And Pastor, we get into this time of the season, a lot of joyous, a lot of great feelings going through the area. So why it's important for some people to come out and maybe tour the church and see what it's all about?
Yeah, I think this time of year is full of expectation and preparation, which is the meaning of the season of Advent. And as we move toward Christmas, how nice to take time to focus on Christ and on preparations for Him, in addition to all the other activities that we do.
Wonderful. And well, we're talking about this, so it's this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. You can come and take part in this festival. But also, I'm going to give you a chance to plug Christmas Eve. And of course, not only you can come to the church, but you can also see it live on our channel.
Yes, absolutely. We begin our 10:30 service, Eucharist, with a half hour of prelude music, which will be organ and choirs, which is very nice and gets folks in the mood. It's a candlelight service, and it's just a very moving and meaningful time. A family service is held at 7:30 earlier that evening, and is more geared toward families with children. But both of them are very, very nice.
Wonderful. So everyone's welcome to come in. So you say 10 o'clock is a good time to come and get a seat for that.
10 o'clock is a good time to get a seat. Absolutely.
Wonderful. So Pastor, thanks so much for welcoming us in and talking about that. And of course, all weekend long, you can come down here to Christ Lutheran Church in Hazleton at the corner of Church and Green Streets, right next to City Hall. Take advantage of it. It's beautiful in here. It is set up. Both Julie and I are very excited. We always get to come down here and see this each year. Thanks for joining us on Community, and you, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. It's spelled different because we are different. Physical is unlike any therapy center you've been to before. If you're tired of living in pain, if you want to move better, overcome an injury or balance disorder, or you just want to improve your strength and conditioning, our highly skilled team of medical experts will help you get back to living the life you enjoy. New mentality, new body, new life. Get physical.
Chur's Auto Sales has been serving the area with quality vehicles since 1954. Chur's Auto Sales is known as your friendly dealer and now in their fourth generation, and voted the best used car dealer by the readers of Standard Speaker Choice Awards. John Chur would like to thank everyone that voted for his business. When you need a quality pre-owned vehicle, choose from a large selection at Chur's 570-454-7229.
Tune in each week to WYLN TV 35 to watch the #1 Hazleton-based broadcast television talk show, The Storm, hosted by Tiffany Cloud. Candidates, politicians, community leaders, and more appear on The Storm when they want to be heard. New shows air Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and these additional airtimes only on WYLN TV 35. We're your local network.
An announcement of a new restaurant coming to Luzerne County sent quite a buzz of excitement throughout the area. IHOP will be building a location on Kidder Street, right where the Pizza Hut used to be. That new IHOP is expected to open in April of 2018, and some people in this building, I understand, were already thinking about camping out and waiting. An event created to help homeless individuals is scheduled for next weekend. The second annual Stand Down, which is sponsored by the Valor Clinic, is coming to Hazleton. It's to help homeless veterans and civilians. It's being held at the Hazleton Shopping Plaza on Broad Street.
We'll be setting up our clothing closet, our food bags. We'll be serving a holiday meal. We'll be looking for homeless veterans, but it's for anybody that's homeless or suffering. It's not just for veterans, but anybody that needs some assistance.
And aside from serving food and handing out clothing, other services are scheduled to be offered.
currently working with a provider trying to get flu shots there, and maybe have some health screenings there. Haven't pinned that down yet. It's more difficult than one would think. And assistance with housing programs for the veterans.
Again, stand down scheduled for Sunday, December 3rd at the former Ollie's building in the shopping plaza on Broad Street. You can also find out more about programs for veterans by visiting valorclinic.org. The man responsible for building the Churchill Mall, an operator of several other businesses in the area, has passed away. Edward Giannetti of Sugarloaf Township was born in Hazleton and died earlier this month in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He and his brother Richard started Pantry Quick, the first convenient markets in the Hazleton area. He also owned numerous radio stations and created Panorama magazine in 1981, along with building the Churchill Mall in 1967. He's survived by his wife, children, and grandchildren. His viewing is Friday from 6 until 9 at the Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home on 12th Street. A mass of Christian burial will be held Saturday at St. John Bosco's Church at 10 a.m. Edward Giannetti was 81 years old. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WYLN News.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
When is the best time to buy? It's now. The year-end vehicle eradication at Berger Family Dealerships.
2017 Buick LaCrosse, 17% off MSRP, save over $7,000. 2017 Buick Envisions, lease them for $299 a month. 2017 GMC Sierra, high elevation package double cab, lease it for $349 a month.
When is the best time to buy? It's now. The year-end vehicle eradication at Berger Family Dealerships, Route 93, Hazleton.
Tickets are now on sale for the annual Sounds of the Season concert at the Alice C. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center in Hazleton. Ring in the holidays with performances by the Hazleton Philharmonic Orchestra under the direction of Robert Lagana, Fabergé Follies, Fabergé School of Dance. Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for children. Sounds of the Season is brought to you by these businesses.
News.